Imagine, just for a second, being able to send money literally anywhere in the world in a matter of seconds. No banks acting as middlemen, no sitting around waiting days for international transfers to finally clear, and definitely no expensive, hidden wire fees completely eating into your hard-earned cash. Now, imagine that this lightning-fast digital money is completely tied to the stability of the US dollar. It sounds like the financial system of the distant future, right? Well, that future is actually already here. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to dive into America's surprising massive shift in its financial strategy and look at how a technology that was once totally feared by regulators is now being quietly, but strategically, embraced. So this brings us to the central mystery we're unpacking today. For years, the United States government and its regulators were intensely skeptical of cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin was viewed as highly risky, you know? Early crypto exchanges faced mounting regulations, intense crackdowns, and honestly, just a general atmosphere of extreme caution. The establishment viewed this entire space as a direct threat to traditional financial safety, and frankly, who could blame them? But suddenly, something shifted. We're now seeing a distinct change in posture as the US appears to be fully embracing a very specific type of digital asset known as stablecoins. So why the sudden pivot? Has America completely changed its mind about crypto, or is there a much larger, calculated strategy operating behind the scenes?
All right, let's dive into Section 1, the sudden crypto shift, from skeptics to supporters.
Which brings us to Section 2, solving the Bitcoin problem, and why everyday crypto failed.
Okay, to really grasp this strategic pivot, we have to talk about the massive elephant in the room regarding early crypto. Take Bitcoin, for example. It introduced the world to these revolutionary, decentralized blockchain networks. But it has a massive, glaring issue when it comes to everyday use: the wild volatility. $100 today could literally be $90 tomorrow, or maybe $110 the day after that. You just can't budget your rent with that kind of unpredictability. The market desperately demanded a solution. And that solution was the stablecoin, which offers exactly what everyday people need: a fixed, reliable, constant value.
Basically, a stablecoin is exactly what it sounds like. It's a digital asset meticulously designed to maintain a stable value. It is essentially the perfect marriage of two different worlds. On one hand, it gives you the incredible speed, efficiency, and peer-to-peer nature of the internet, but it simultaneously maintains the safety and predictability of traditional money. It completely strips away the crazy volatility of crypto and leaves you with a totally reliable digital asset.
To anchor this in reality, most of the major stablecoins out there are linked directly to the US dollar. Simple math, right? For example, 1 USDT, which is known as Tether, is roughly equivalent to 1 US dollar. Similarly, 1 USDC is backed 1-to-1 with the dollar. So you aren't trading some wildly fluctuating digital token, you're essentially just moving digital dollars. They represent the exact same purchasing power as the paper bills sitting in your wallet right now, just digitized for the modern internet.
And this creates an absolutely undeniable advantage. Think of stablecoins as digital dollars that live entirely on the internet. Because they operate on a blockchain rather than, a clunky traditional banking server, they completely eliminate the traditional pain points of finance. There are no banking hours. You don't have to wait until Monday morning for a transaction to finally process. There are no international transfer delays dragging on for days, and absolutely no borders restricting where value can flow. Imagine the sheer personal convenience of instant transfers to family overseas at 2 in the morning on a Sunday with practically zero fees. It is, quite literally, completely transformative.
Moving on to Section 3, the digital dollar strategy, the geopolitical reveal.
So we know stablecoins are super convenient for users. But why would the United States government suddenly support a technology that was originally built to completely circumvent centralized finance? The answer to that profound policy shift lies entirely in one single word: dollar.
For decades, the US dollar has been the absolute, undisputed king of the world's economy. It's the foundational pillar for global trade. Oil markets, they're priced in dollars. Foreign exchange reserves and international debt rely heavily on it. Literally everything on the global financial stage revolves around the strength and reach of the US dollar. But early crypto introduced a very real possibility: a massive financial system operating completely outside of government control. It wasn't just a regulatory headache for the US. Some analysts actually believed everyday crypto could eventually weaken the dominance of the dollar itself. It was a direct threat to the economic status quo.
So, instead of fighting this technological revolution completely, which, let's be honest, would have been an incredibly uphill battle, America discovered a much smarter strategy: co-opt it. Here's how it breaks down. Step 1.
Recognize that people undeniably want fast, digital money outside of traditional banking. You can't put that genie back in the bottle. Step 2. Ensure that this new digital money is still fundamentally backed by the US dollar. And Step 3. Sit back and let stablecoins naturally expand dollar dominance globally. By supporting stablecoins, the US is essentially allowing private companies to distribute digital dollars to absolutely anyone with a smartphone, anywhere on Earth, completely bypassing foreign banks.
So, the crucial point is captured perfectly in this quote from our sources. Rather than replacing the dollar, stablecoins may be helping it expand into the digital economy. This is the core of the whole policy shift. The government realized that stablecoins aren't a threat to American financial power at all. They're actually a digital extension of it. Think of it like a Trojan horse for the US dollar in the Web3 era. While other nations are out there scrambling to create their own central bank digital currencies, the US is just letting the free market proliferate dollar-backed stablecoins across the globe. They're embedding the dollar even deeper into the very fabric of the future internet.
Which leaves us with this final, really important thought to consider. When we look at the billions of dollars flowing through stablecoins today, we have to ask ourselves, is the crypto revolution actually replacing the traditional financial system? Or has the United States government simply found a brilliant way to use it to upgrade the dollar? The technology itself might be brand new, but the global power dynamics, they remain as classic as ever. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep asking those big questions, and I'll see you next time.